What's going on, you amazing Realm watchers? It is go time. This is Mortar Mike with another Watcher of Realms video. Today, we do two things. The first, well, actually do three. The first one is we're going to talk about one champion that's going to be on the list tomorrow for the banner, the 10x banner, none other than the garden waifu herself. Her name is Elowyn. She is undoubtedly probably the most famous healer in the game. She's undoubtedly probably the best healer in the entire game. And my goal today is to give you guys a breakdown of her kit, should you pull for this champion, and I have a special bonus that's at the end of this video that I think you guys are gonna really like that involves stuff that's happening next week. Definitely stay tuned. First and foremost, will I be pulling for it? Yes, I'll be pulling for Elowyn. Elowyn is an insanely strong healer, probably the best all-arounder healer in the game. Freaking amazing. I want to get this champion. The cost is 16. That's a decent cost for a healer. It's actually a little bit lower than like a vortex, lower than a hollow. So it's useful to get her into the battle really quickly. Now let's get over these skills. The range, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of her range. I think it's more like a Madan type of range, but it does have its uses, it has its benefits. The cool thing about it is she has ways to substitute not having to worry about that range when it's time to get the heals going. So I want to give you guys a breakdown. You've probably seen it before, but let me give my breakdown on why I think this champion is amazing. And also, I could combo an artifact with her that's really good for her kit. First things first, the most important part of her kit to me is the last part of the kit that you read, which is over here and is known as Nature's Favor. This is by far my favorite part of her kit. It reads, restores rage every 5 seconds for all allies equal to 1% of their rage cap. Why is that important? It does not say in her range. This is every hero on the map is getting this bonus. And it goes from 5 seconds, 1% to every 3 seconds, 3%. So it scales insanely high, which is really, really amazing, which makes her like the premier choice if you want to get amazing rage regen on your team. If you need a quicker shock of rage regen, then you would have somebody like, say, a Laurel would be a better option. Not than Elowyn, but a better option for rage regen. So just being clear, make sure you guys know it, because I'm not the one to just say, hey, this champion's better. No. Elowyn is definitively better in most scenarios than you would do for Laurel, unless you need Laurel specifically just to get a 50% rage quickly and go on to the next thing, or you want that boost of the accessorize from like a champ like a Cyrus. I got a video on him too, stay tuned. My goodness, it's a lot to cover. Other examples where you may use a different champion, like a Hollow, because Hollow has a greater range than Elowyn by standard. Elowyn has an ability, I think it's a wood elf ability, this one here, that can go anywhere that she puts it. So that does kind of defeat that purpose. But the ways that Hollow can get raised to your champions is really great. She can get it by heals, she can get it by ultimate. So there's a couple options that are really cool. I will say that I would probably prefer to have an Elowyn if I have my pick. But you know, because I've had Hollow for a while, she's A5 and she's awesome. Let's get back into Elowyn. The Elf of Forest. This is one of the more famous things she's known for also. She summons one wood elf. It can be reduced another 10 seconds in time. 40 seconds is the cooldown, can be reduced to 30. Summons one wood elf that heals surrounding allies every 0.5 seconds with a 100% healing multiplier for 10 seconds. Only one wood elf can be present on the field at any given time. This is honestly heal overkill. If there is a champion that is about to die and it looks like there is no way to bring them back to life, this one ability will guarantee, and I mean guarantee, if she's decently kitted, will guarantee that champion will get all the heals they need to survive anything short of a one-shot. So it is probably the most powerful healing ability in the game, and it's just an option you can use every 30 seconds on her, and you can heal anywhere on the map with it. You can go really far out of her original range, toss that wood elf out there, and he goes over there and just starts hitting the ground, and all you see are heals sprouting up. So really, really great ability. It shows up on the screen as a character you can technically summon, which is really cool. I think it looks like either spring or autumn, but they're all greened out. That's a really cool option. Let's get into the regular ability. It's not necessarily an it is an AoE heal, but it's not everything in range. So she heals 3 allies in range. The healing multiplier can go up another 20%. It's attack-based healing, so you want to build her for damage, if that makes sense. You could put a little bit of healing effect in there too. I think there's no harm in that for this champion. Attack damage is kind of going to be your bread and butter for this champion. That being said, there's usually a little bit of conflict between HP-based healers and attack-based healers, because HP-based healers are typically more tanky. That's why people like those versions a little bit more. In this case, the abilities that Elowyn have of heals are just extraordinarily strong, so it's not as much of an issue to worry about. If she's taking a hit, if it's not a one shot, she's gonna stay in the fight. So I think it's a really cool option. Block is 1, doesn't matter at all. Revival time 60, that's very standard. And then I'm gonna go to the ultimate once I check these out here. At max level, she gets a slight increase in her range. She gets the little corners added to it, so that is nice. That makes it more like a Madan type heal. We're looking at the 57-11 attack. That is actually very good attack. She's not hitting anything, but it's very good for you to stack 4 heals. That's why I say go for attack, because it's already so high. Those percentages skyrocket a lot more on a champion that has a very high attack rate. Attack damage rating. If it's not as good, I would lean to something like a healing effect. I think that's a really good backup plan. But for her, she doesn't need to worry about that. It says attack interval every 3 seconds. Don't worry about that. You can get it down to like 2 seconds or so, which I think is ideal. But she's healing 3 champions at a time every time she does her AoE heals. So it's very useful. Back into the ultimate. Dispels all debuffs for all allies in range and heals them per second with a 40% healing multiplier for 10 seconds. You can add her initial rage up another 200 to make it 400, and you can drop the skill cost down by 200 to make it 1,000. Because she jumps in there and it's about halfway ready. So don't expect to just jump in there and just start nuke healing. You could use Grace of Nature. I'm not entirely sure. I'll be honest. I'm not entirely sure if as soon as you spawn her, you get access to Wood Elf. I'm not entirely sure. If you have an Elowyn, you probably know better. Leave it in the comments so all our people know. My thought was that it takes a while for the Wood Elf to be generated, so it's not available immediately, because I just haven't seen scenarios where she spawned and I already see that icon in the corner. I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section so I can make sure you guys are up to speed and you guys check that. Make sure you guys get the right information. I don't want to lead you astray. I want you guys to be dope in this game. To me, a champion only becomes a really amazing champion once they get to like Awaken 1, then Awaken 3, then Awaken 5, of course. Lords get a little bit more bonus between 2 and 4, which is really awesome. Shout out to Sarah's video coming soon. You're gonna love it, I promise you. But there's a good example right here. Awaken 1, after using Grace of Nature, reduces damage taken by 20% for 10 seconds. So that's awesome because it makes her a little more resistant, makes it harder for her to die. She doesn't die, she's staying into the fight. I like how it shows her at Awaken 5 already. I don't even have her yet, but one day soon. Awaken 2, 300 more attack, which means a little bit more healing. Awaken 3, each basic attack launch has a 20% chance to dispel debuffs from allies. This is wonderful, especially in the second level of Immortal Codex, where you fight the Sands of Wrath, I believe that's what it's called. Debuffs, what's interesting about the debuffs is it's very difficult to see them happening. So having an ability like this where she heals 3 champions at once and there's a 30% chance to be dispelling debuffs is really good, because then she's consistently working to get rid of them even though you can't necessarily see them. There's only one champion in the game I think can dispel buffs better than Elowyn. Or there may be more than one, but there's only one champion that can dispel much better than Elowyn. It's not their Limelight, but it is the Somi, because the Somi's Magic Incense dispels debuffs every 2 seconds, and it just sits there for 6 to 12 seconds. But that's not the type of healer we're looking for today. We're looking for a full health healer, not the half health in this case. Awaken 4, Rage Regen +1 auto. This is the better version of Rage Regen. Auto is whether they're attacking, being attacked, or not. They're just standing there, they're generating more Rage Regen so they get to their ultimates faster. The other version is you have to be attacking or getting attacked. She doesn't necessarily attack, so it's kind of diminished values there, diminished return. So auto is a really good option for her. And Awaken 5, obtain a Wood Elf immediately after using Grace of Nature. So that's really cool. So I think, is Grace of Nature her ultimate? Yes. So after she uses this, she immediately gets it back. That is awesome. That is great. That is a really cool way to guarantee you can get those heals going. That's probably going to make her an insane healer. I don't know if I mentioned it before. Should you be summoning for this champion this week? Yes. If you do not have her at an A5, there's a good chance you should be summoning her. She is one of the great game-changing champions of your of Watcher of Realms. When you get a champion like this, it's just like, okay, a smaller example is when you get a holo for the first time. When you get a holo for the first time, the amount of rage regen you start to get in your matches, you start to notice it. And you notice that it's very, very rapid, and it's increasing the way you play your teams. It's increasing how fast you get to ultimate. It really does change your gameplay. Elowyn is one of those champions that changes that so much. She unlocks abilities so much more often for you and makes it a lot easier to do a lot of the content, because she makes your teams a lot more viable because they can stay alive easier and they can use their ults much more often, which makes them a lot easier to conquer content. So I think Elowyn is amazing in that sense. I'm not covering the other champion yet. I'll maybe make another video about that. I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be. I'll get a little bit more into, I think it's Aina. I'll check her. I'll get more into that champion. Probably tomorrow I'll make some content on that if I think the kid is really amazing. I've read a little bit over it and nothing really stands out as insanely good in my personal opinion. Again, I don't have the champion. I need to do more of a review on it before I give you guys details on it. Last but not least, I'm going to do this. No, oh no, I got some of those ready for tomorrow. Just some, not a lot, just some. Last but not least, I wanted to do this for a very special reason. The first reason you guys already know is because I'm trying to get that lunacy visor. I'm going to need for it to show up, please. Let's just put a melee fighter champion on the screen in case that helps. Why not? In case that helps. Let's go to the Forge for two reasons. The first reason, I want to get a lunacy visor and get some of these new things in, the new artifacts in, because the newer ones are out now. So if you want to get them, now's a good time to go ahead and farm an artifact material raid, get some of them. The mythical ones are wonderful. The champ exclusive ones are reserved to Void Rift, but they're really good ones also. I made a video for it right here. You guys can check that out. I'm getting better at the leaning point, baby. I'm getting better. It's right here. You can check that video out. That's going to show you the new gear, new mythical artifacts and legendary artifacts, where they are, how you get them, and what I think they're really good for in this game. Second reason I'm doing this 10 pull is because this Monday, oh, not this Monday, Monday of next week, I'm doing my first official collaboration. I did an amazing moment where I jumped on the stream with Fastidious and we chatted and we had an awesome, amazing time. This is gonna be the first video that's dedicated as a collaboration for you guys. I haven't released who this is gonna be with yet. If they mention it beforehand, you'll know, but on Monday you'll see. And we're gonna be tackling content on the Immortal Codex. We're gonna have like two lists for a sec. The first list I'm gonna say we're gonna have is champions that were overlooked but have become amazing in Immortal Codex. That's probably going to be on their channel. My channel is going to be hero and artifact combos. What artifacts have been really amazing with what champions to help you make or break your teams for Immortal Codex. I like this kind of content because I played a game called Dislyte, D-I-S-L-Y-T-E, and one of the cool things about this game is that they had so many interesting mechanics and modifiers in the battles, like all enemies would counterattack if you hit one enemy, or there were certain stages where if you didn't kill all the enemies within a certain window, all of them would spawn back. Or there were certain times where you did battles and one champion was like a superhero champion out of the group. You had to beat the other minions and that champion, but that one was like a super powered version of that champion. So I like that this game seems to have those bones in it, those mechanics to make stuff like that happen. I think that's awesome. Let me go ahead and get these pulls done. Y'all sit here and listen to me ramble enough about a game I haven't played in over a year. I did get Gaius and I did get the Rocket Raccoon guy, but I stopped playing that. Back to the summons. Let's see what we get. Golden Scarab. Golden Scarab. Check the video on why this thing is so amazing. It's straightforward for healers. Attack increased by 5%. Rage regen increased by 5%. This is great for a holo. This is great for an Elowyn. This is also wonderful for a Dolores. If you want faster rage regen, if you're not worried about her having an initial rage where Tumultuous Horn is going to be a better option, this is great because she's going to continuously have more rage regen. So if you don't need it immediately, you can wait an extra 10 seconds. This is going to be great because you're going to always have it more often for Dolores. So this is a really good upgrade for her. And it only gets better as you improve it. I'll show you guys a way of how you can check on what the next level increase looks like as well. But first, let's do the last 10 pull here. Oh yeah, and I got the Bloodbond Signet, which is good. But you know what we're here for. Okay, that's not bad. Spirit Siphon and double Eye of Sin. Are you kidding me? Somebody's gonna hate me for that, but I love you guys regardless. Increases AoE damage by 10%. Killing enemies grants an extra 5% AoE damage bonus that lasts 3 seconds. I am not 100% sure this stacks. I'm willing to bet that it does because it doesn't show a limitation. It doesn't show a cooldown. So I do hope that it's something that's stackable. I think I have this on my Aatrox. And I gotta put this on Cerberus now, because Cerberus is wearing some puny gear. He's wearing like Chain Lightning or something like that. It's like the purple and gold one. Wasn't all that amazing. But let me show you guys how you can find out if your gear can be, you know, there it is, Crest of Thunder. Yeah. Oh, wait, that's, whoa. Where did this come from? Did I just pull that? Did I miss it? I do not remember getting this. Well, I got it. It says new. I never saw. I completely did not see it. If it showed up on screen, I gotta rewatch the video. I guess it did. I got my first one. That's going on you, buddy. That's going on you right now. That's just not even a debate. Like that's yes. Back to the gear. I want to show this here. Let's pull up that one that I just got. Which one was that? That was the Golden Scarab. Golden Scarab is for healers. So let's pull us a healer on the screen. Ezra's going to just be our test example here. And Golden Scarab. Here's how you can find out, if you didn't know, you may already know, so shout out if you do, but here's how you can find out how things are going to scale up. So right now, if you go into Enhance, you see it, 5% Rage Regen, 25% is nice. If you click Promote in the top right, it'll show you like a preview of what the next level is going to look like. So the attack still stays at 5%, but the Rage Regen goes up. Now that's not to say that it's just gonna go 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That's not saying that, because sometimes it leaps even higher. For example, a legendary artifact that you guys are well familiar with is gonna be on our lady here, Idra's Gaze. This portion at the beginning, 25% chance to ignore 40% of magic resistance. It normally starts at a 30% chance. 30%, ignore 30% of the defense and add a 15% chance. So both stats have gone up. So that's something to be mindful of. Just because you see it going up a certain amount does not mean that's the only stat that's going to change. Be mindful of that. But this video is for you guys today. I wanted to make something awesome for you guys. I got Lunacy Visor. I don't know when, I don't know how. It says new and it is on him now. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. I still think you should be going to get this champion this weekend. If you don't have them, definitely get them. If you do have them, now's a great time to get them awakened. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have an awesome time. It's go time, and I will see you soon. Take care.